Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate that. We had a chat on the phone, and I thought it's nice to do this face to face. Thanks for coming. And I've just noticed that you haven't been around as much at the gym lately. And that obviously made me a bit worried about you because you've been such a dedicated person. You've been coming a lot. You've been putting a lot of effort in. So I was more just worried about you too, that something might have happened and that you're not feeling well. So how has things been going for you is sort of what I'm wondering. And that's really the reason why I wanted to have a chat to you today. And before we start, I want to let you know that everything that is said today is between us two. It's kept confidential. Anything that we write down is kept confidential and locked and stored away, so that you can feel safe in this space. And if at any point you feel uncomfortable, you let me know and we can take a break or whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah? Okay, lovely. So you consent to me completing this consultation with you today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, wonderful. So tell me, how have things been going for you lately?
I mean, to be honest, it's been pretty stressful. Things at work have been mad. I mean, we've had to make a bunch of people redundant. So my workload has doubled, and that's been really difficult.
Yeah. That does sound difficult. And work and stress can really affect our whole life, can't it? So yeah, no, I get that. And how do you think that's been affecting your ability to get to the gym?
I mean, it's not been easy with the time pressures. I guess I'm not sleeping as well, so that lack of energy just sort of makes it quite difficult to find the time in the day and find the energy to get to the gym. Just trying to get by, really.
Yeah. No, it does have that flow-on effect, unfortunately. Is there anything else that has been on your mind at all, or?
I mean, I didn't bring it up at the time, but you mentioned something a couple of weeks ago that has kind of been playing on my mind a little bit. You made a comment about the fact that I haven't been sort of showing up too much, and maybe that I was losing sight of my goals a little bit. So that's made me feel quite demotivated, to be honest, especially in the context of everything else going on.
Well, Sam, thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate that you have the courage to bring that up. That's not always easy. And I do apologise if I've made you feel that way. That was never my intention. So I will have a bit of time to reflect on that and maybe how I approach things as well. So that's a learning point for me. So thank you. I appreciate that. So it sounds like work stress, poor sleep, irregular eating, perhaps. Did you mention how is your eating?
I guess I don't really have the time to think about that. You know, with work and everything, I'm just kind of grabbing stuff on the go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's been a little bit more difficult too, with the time constraints and the stress and the anxiety. Yeah.
And that makes all sense. Look, when we're stressed, we're sort of just coping. We do whatever it takes to just keep us surviving. So that's often what happens. And I know you've been so good with keeping a food diary and everything before. So that's something, I can help you and support you with if you like. So stress and poor sleep, and then maybe some irregular eating, it's making it harder to prioritize gym, which is absolutely understandable. But let's try and work on some strategies to get you back to feeling good again.
Yeah, and I guess if I had to pick something, I think getting back into the gym would be the first priority. I guess it's been really hard to try and find the time to do that.
Amazing. We can definitely work on that and do some goal setting around getting back into the gym. One thing that I can do to help, which just sort of makes it a little bit strategic, is we can fill out this little short questionnaire called the DSS-21, and it helps identify levels of stress and anxiety and mood, and we can better understand then how to support you. So I'm wondering, would you be happy for me to go through that with you now?
Yeah, that
Yeah?
sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll do it here on the computer together. So I'm using the DS-21 questionnaire, and I'll just be asking you some questions, and you rate it between 0 to 3. So 0 means did not apply to me at all, so never, and 1 is sometimes, 2 is often, and 3 would be almost always.
Okay.
So I'll read some little statements, and then okay, so that's fun when the computer freezes. Just gonna put that one. Okay, so yeah, I'll start off by just reading out statements, and then you give me the rating for it.
Okay.
So I find it hard to wind down.
Yeah, number 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was aware of the dryness of my mouth.
I guess at the moment maybe a 2.
Yeah. I couldn't seem to experience any positive feelings at all.
I don't feel like that applies to me. Probably a 1.
Yeah. I experienced breathing difficulties, like maybe rapid breathing or sometimes feeling breathless, even though you haven't been doing any physical exertion.
Yeah, probably a 2.
Yeah. I found it difficult to work up the initiative to do things.
No, I think that's a 0 for me.
I tend to overreact to situations.
If I'm being self-reflective, a 2.
Yeah. I experience trembling in hands, for instance.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And I feel that I was using a lot of nervous energy.
Yeah. 3, I guess.
A 3, yeah. I was worried about situations in which I might panic and make a fool out of myself.
Maybe a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. I feel I had nothing to look forward to.
Not so much. Probably a 1.
Yeah. I found myself getting agitated.
Yeah, that'd be a 3.
Yeah. I found it difficult to relax.
3 again.
I felt downhearted and blue.
Probably a 1.
I was intolerant of anything that kept me from getting on with what I was doing.
Yeah, 3.
I felt close to panic.
2.
I was unable to become enthusiastic about anything.
1.
I felt it wasn't worth much. I felt I wasn't worth much as a person.
Probably 0. I think that applies.
That's good. I felt that I was rather touchy.
2.
I was aware of the action on my heart in the absence of physical exertion, like the sense of a heart rate increase, heart missing a beat, that sort of feeling.
2-ish.
Yeah. I felt scared without a good reason.
1 or a 2.
Yeah. I felt that life was meaningless.
Oh, I don't think that applies. No.
Okay, well that's good. So, I'll count together those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, so on the score here, as you can see, for anxiety, you're scoring sort of between moderate and severe.
Mm-hmm.
And then with stress, yeah, you're up there in the higher end, and depression not so much. So yeah, you've definitely got a bit of stress and anxiety, which you've been mentioning, and you've been feeling that. What we can look at now is, because you said you'd like to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
We can look at setting some SMART goals around that, like we did way back when you started.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned 2 sessions a week, I think.
I think that would be good. It feels kind of manageable, like a good challenge. Any more than that would probably be too much for me.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 sessions a week. Any particular classes that you would like, or would you like to do them on your own, or?
It might be nice to do things sort of on my own a little bit, just to, I guess, give myself a headspace with everything and get away from stuff, really.
Yeah. So your own sessions. So 2 sessions a week, being your own sessions, so not classes.
Yeah.
And choosing something that you enjoy.
I think so.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
And how would you like to measure this goal? Or a way of tracking, or?
I guess the main thing would probably just be showing up in the first place.
Yeah.
So maybe between us we could sort of keep a record of that. Yeah, and just kind of keeping track of how long those sessions are. Yeah, anything else you would suggest?
So what I would ask is, do you have any specific days of the week that you feel more comfortable coming in, or you know that you feel more confident on those days?
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I guess at the moment probably Mondays are slightly less busy and Fridays are slightly less busy, so maybe if we work around that schedule.
That's perfect. That's really good. There's always going to be barriers that come up, but we'll talk through that as well. So you've established that Mondays and Fridays would be the optimum days. You have less on those days. So that's a really good start. You're setting yourself up more for success there.
Yeah.
And you've achieved these sort of goals in the past. So I'm going to tick yes for that. And if yes, what was this goal and what actions were implemented to achieve this? Well, your goals were to come in 3 days a week, and you wanted to do 50 minutes per session.
Yeah.
You did that really well. And we did the same strategies there. We used to keep records of what you did, how long you did it for, etc., and what your progress were.
Yeah.
So is this goal realistic to reach? I'd say yes. In my opinion, it is.
I think so.
Do you feel
it might be a challenge, but I think it's realistic.
Yeah, great. And we'll talk a little bit about the challenges coming up. And what time frame would you like to achieve this goal? When would you like to start this?
I think we should start soon. Start from next week. I think it would be good to feel comfortable being kind of back with this rhythm, maybe within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is super 100% dedicated and 1 is not so dedicated, where would you put yourself on this goal scale on confidence?
I mean, just being realistic with everything going on, I wouldn't say it was a 10. I'm definitely the positive end of the spectrum, but it might take me a while to get back into it. So maybe a 7?
Yeah. So you've chosen number 7, and I think you answered it. Why did you choose number 7? You said with everything going on, it might be hard in the beginning, but with work.
Yeah, just those time constraints I think might make it a little bit more tricky. And I think having been out for so long, not so long, but a few weeks, it feels like a heavy start to go straight back into 2 sessions a week. So that makes it more challenging.
Yeah. So to recommence. So what has prevented you in the past from attaining this goal? Well, I think
time constraints. I don't know, maybe there's an element of prioritization as well, although it doesn't feel like it at the time, but maybe, just that stress and everything.
So time, work stress, prioritization.
Yeah.
Yeah. What motivates you to succeed in this goal?
Would be nice just to get back into the rhythm again. I guess the secondary thing would be that it might help with the kind of stressful side of things. It normally does. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really good you recognise that. And that is a really lovely sort of thing to think about when things start to feel, oh, I can't be bothered going today, or I feel very stressed. If we can reframe that and say, well, I'm doing something here to help myself feel less stress.
Yeah.
So that's a really lovely mindset to have. And outside yourself and your fitness professional like myself, who will support you in this, do you think? Do you have anyone?
Not hugely. I guess maybe it's worth kind of talking to some of my colleagues at work and just letting them know about my schedule and seeing if there's any scope to work around that.
That's a brilliant idea. Because if we don't, they may not even be aware of it. So yeah, if there is scope for that, that would be really good.
Yeah.
And what barriers in your life do you currently have that may affect this goal? Well, you've said work stress.
The work stress, the
time restraints.
Yeah.
And how will you control these barriers? You've said already one beautiful thing that you're going to speak to work, perhaps.
I'll go talk to them. I mean, yeah, it's a tricky one because some of it kind of feels like it's out of your control, but maybe just reshifting the mental attitude a bit, like you mentioned, about how we sort of view exercise as stress relief might help.
Yeah, so shifting mental attitude. Or mindset, we can call it.
Yeah.
And that is indeed. How's your mindset in relation to attending the gym and fitness in general?
I guess it's been sort of deprioritized for me. Just haven't felt it was important and doesn't feel like there's really the time to do it. But being here kind of makes it feel like maybe it should be brought up the prioritization list a little bit. So better, I guess.
Great. And what strategies can we put in play to strengthen this mindset for success, do you think?
I'm not 100% sure. Anything you would suggest on that front?
If you like, I can send you, I have some good little coaching tips and video clips that I can send you that you can watch in your own time if you like. But it's very much that sort of reframing, understanding really what you feel is good for yourself, maybe writing those things down.
Yeah.
And then reminding yourself of, why am I supposed to go to the gym?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm stressed, and the stress gets reduced when I go to the gym, so I'm helping myself. And then I find what can help as well is removing that pressure and that black and white thinking. So for instance, if I can't do a whole 50-minute session, then it's not worth going. Instead thinking, I'm just going to put my shoes on, I'm just going to enter the gym, I'm just going to see what I feel like doing when I'm there.
Yeah.
I might only want to walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Well, guess what? That's better than not going at all. And you'll find that what often happens is you get there and then you actually get the momentum, because it's usually momentum that gets us going rather than willpower. So not putting the pressure on yourself and just actually turning up, and then you just see what happens.
Yeah, I like that.
That resonates?
That sounds great.
Yeah, lovely. Perfect. Is there anything else in that goal setting that you would like to talk about?
Nothing in particular, I don't think. No.
Yeah? Okay, lovely. Now, I just wanted to talk to you about as well, like I said before, what I can help with as well is like a referral to someone who might be helpful to talk to.
I don't have like a mental health issue or anything like that. I don't think that's the right route. Yeah, no.
Absolutely, I understand, and I'm not at all suggesting that you do have a mental health issue, not at all. It sounds like your work has been really intense lately, and sometimes it can be good to talk to someone. It doesn't mean a diagnosis or anything like that. It is just having someone to talk to, maybe helping you handling the stress, or so it's just there as an option if you feel comfortable I can provide a referral so that the option is there. But you don't have to take it up if you don't want to. But it could be like a GP, for instance.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be open to that then.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's really all I would do. I would just write to your GP and say, summarize what we've spoken about today. I could attach the form that we've gone through and what your goals are. And if you wanted to make an appointment to your GP, then he's already or she has already got something to work with.
Okay.
Yeah. So today we've talked about the stress you've been experiencing at work and how it's affected like your sleep, eating and motivation. We've set some goals around attending the gym twice a week, and we've discussed some additional support if needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was hoping to maybe check in a couple of weeks again if you are happy to do so.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And we're always here. If you want another chat in the meantime, if you want some help with exercises, if you want to come up with a new program, something like that, I'm always here, so you can always pop your head in, or a phone call or an email. So we're not far away.
Okay.
All
Thank you. I
right.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.